All right, everybody. Today I wanted to do kind of a special video. I do a lot of destroyer, especially American destroyer play, and I finally unlocked Admiral William Halsey, otherwise known as Bull Halsey or Haul-Ass Halsey, when he's trying to run back and save Taffy 5 from the Yamato. Anyway, I just wanted to go over this really cool build you can do with him, and I mean, it's nothing too secret or fancy, but just go over. So his base trait is his destroyers AP shells do more damage. So right now I have him at a level 12 or level 13, and yeah, I think just level 12. And he's a 3.25 increase in armor piercing shell damage. So the build I have is basically a full gunboat build. So if you go down the right side of the tree, then you'll basically hit all of the gunboat kind of specialists. So in the first ring, I decreased the reload time of my main destroyer guns. And you can see the other option is increased torpedo speed. So it's kind of like a stealth versus gunboat build. So we're minus 8% of our reload time, which is fantastic. This one, I mean, again, you can go with less detectability, or you get a penalty to detectability, but you do 7.5 more damage. And if I, decide to invest and make him more legendary, I can get that up even higher. So we're doing a lot more AP damage, and this one's HE damage included, and we're shooting a lot faster. Now, this next one is a controversial pick. So my whole goal with this build is to get my reload time down as low as is possible. So I went with 1,000 cuts, which basically my main guns reload 4% faster. So we have 4% plus our 8%, so we're 12% faster, and we can get that even higher if I invest more in this captain. Now, a lot of people will go with the twist and track. I think that this can be good. The big advantage that you get with twist and track is that you know what direction the enemy is. So if you're trying to hunt destroyers, it can be super useful to know exactly where they are. But I find that it's not that useful in most games. I don't find myself wishing like, oh, I wish I would have put twist and track on here. Like, it definitely, when it comes in handy, it comes in really handy and you're trying to hunt somebody down. But overall, like I said, I'm just trying to get my reload time down as much as possible because I want to be in the thick of the action and I want to be putting armor piercing into the side of cruisers. And again, you can go with the stealth build and increase your torpedo reload time. I don't know if anyone takes that or not. And then the bottom one, you can either have a worse smoke screen and better engine boost, or you can have a better smoke screen. And I just went for smoke screen because American smoke screens are probably the best, where they just last forever and you can sit in there and just shoot your heart out. And it goes pretty well. I have him legendaried once, and you have Unstoppable or Leviathan. I would definitely go with Unstoppable in pretty much any situation because you can you can still go almost full speed if your engine gets knocked out. I mean, it's really not almost full speed, but you can move pretty decently if your engine gets knocked out. The Leviathan, your maximum HP goes up, but you sacrifice movement speed, and that's definitely not what I want to do. I feel like, that's kind of putting some lipstick on a pig if you're going to go for this one. So I would definitely go for the Unstoppable. Now, I haven't really parsed this out. I just chose two kind of right off the bat. So I increased the precision of my guns and increased my maximum movement speed with my inspirations. But I think you could probably pick better ones. I kind of picked those ones in a hurry. Anyway, I just wanted to show you a game where I got to use Halsey to pretty decent effect to show you how good this build can be. And I'll see you on the battlefield. All right, so we are out on the battlefield now. We are on Trap. This is definitely my favorite map for destroyers. I mean, for one, it just looks awesome, and two, it's got a lot of little hidey holes and places you can go. So I start out, this is kind of an interesting matchmaking because we've got a lot of destroyers, which is great for us because the Mahan thrives at destroying other destroyers. So yeah, map just looks fantastic. Look at that. So I've got my 2 cruisers behind me, so my plan at the beginning is I want to go to this gap that you can see right in front of me between these 2 islands. And I want to use that to place a smoke screen to hide my cruisers because I know they're going to be sending at least one destroyer into this cap to try and take it. So I figure if I can get a smoke screen and my cruisers have a free field of fire without getting detected themselves, then we can make quick work of anybody trying to rush in and take this cap real quick. And I figure if I get into a one-on-one, I will beat basically anything, any other destroyer for the most part, especially as we just went over the build. Our guns fire, I believe it was 12% faster with everything considered. So we actually have our reload time down to a very respectable 3.8 seconds. So we get detected as we're laying our smoke screen, but we're able to inch into the cap, and I try to get undetected because I see this Alba over there. And if you've watched any of my Japanese cruiser videos, you know that they can make pretty short work of a destroyer. So you have to be kind of careful around them. So I know there's a destroyer in front of me, Alba to the side. And right now I'm kind of debating what do I want to do. Okay, so I know that the destroyer's out there. He's hiding in his smoke. So he probably won't detect me. So I slither out of my own cap, or my own smoke screen rather, and move forward. And I know there's going to be torpedoes coming, so I'm trying to get behind that little tiny sandbar right there. Yep, there you can see that wall of skill coming right from my smoke screen, which, is expected. So I know there's a torpedo boat hiding here. What I also know is he is in the cap circle with me, and his smoke screen barely touches the edge of the cap. So I know exactly where he is. Even though he has a big smoke screen there, I know that he's just in that tiny little puff that's off to the right. So I'm sneaking up on him. We send a spread of torpedoes right to where we know he is and hope that he doesn't move. And we also know he's probably aimed so that he can shoot torpedoes in. So I'm trying to get into the back of his arc if he's there. So we're just following, we're spotted. Oh, and so we take down a the torpedo boat, and then we've got this other Fubuki right in front of us. Now, again, I'm trying to get into position behind him because I don't want him to be able to launch torpedoes at me, because his guns have, not a chance at all of doing any damage to me. So you can see he's trying to turn. We knock out his engine. Look at how quick we can shoot these guns, and he's just got no chance. So we get done with that, but then that Alba is coming back to hit us on this side. So I try and, kind of angle back. I'm asking for help from my cruisers. I switch to armor piercing because we have all of those armor piercing buffs on, and he is straight sideways to me, so we can actually get some citadels on him and see, yeah, citadel right there. He's on such low health, and the Alba reloads its guns in about 11 seconds. We reload ours in 3.8, so we can fire 3 times every time he gets to fire once. So he just sent out a salvo, and we're able to kill him before he can get another one off. So that's our 3rd kill of the game. Pretty exciting so far. So now we're moving north, where there's a lot of action happening. We've got this Königsberg straight out ahead of us in the middle capture point. He's got his hands full with all of my friendlies. I mean, that doesn't stop his secondaries from wanting a piece of me. Again, I'm using armor piercing. Looking back, I probably should have went to high explosive right here, but a little bit of me is kind of testing, like, how angled do they have to be before I can get good penetrations on the side. And you can see I'm getting a couple. So I decided to just keep with the armor piercing, and then our friendlies finish him off. That's fine. We almost got the kill there, but 3 kills is nothing to be sad about. So we move into the cap to try and get some more points, and the enemy team is just hurting real hard. Like, we've already taken 3 of them out. Our team is doing pretty good at taking them out, and whoop, just barely dodged some torpedoes in the bottom of my screen there. Definitely an example of Talladega not doing the best situational awareness. When lo and behold, a Pensacola. Oh man, these are my favorite ships in the world to not be driving. So, got the armor piercing rounds loaded, and I'm trying to get some citadels. Unfortunately, don't really get any. They set us on fire, but because he's going behind the island, I immediately take it out. And you can do that with destroyers. Like, I know in battleships it's very taboo to put out a single burning fire, but in destroyers you can always, well, I shouldn't say you can always, but you can usually be pretty comfortable putting out a single fire unless you're being bombarded by a lot of people all at once. So we are moving north. The Pensacola is also moving. We're trying to get some shots over the hill at him. They've got these pesky planes that are spotting us, and it's making it difficult to go undetected. So they know exactly where I am. So I was slowed down for a little bit just trying to get the shots on. So now I'm like, okay, we'll just move forward and see if we can't finish this guy off. See if we can't get within a range that we can start pumping some citadels with our armor piercing. So he's in a bad way. We have a lot of our team shooting at him. Again, I probably should have switched to high explosive at this point, but I'm hoping that he's going to turn so that I can try and get maybe some plunging fire into his deck. Sarah friendly moving up there. And he's not going to last too long. Now the only question is who's going to get the kill. And I will admit I definitely target fixate on this guy really bad just because he's so close to dying. Well, I mean, a Pensacola is always close to dying no matter what his health bar says. And he's doing a pretty good job at, being a Pensacola. Surviving this long under this much fire is not an easy thing to do. But one of the few advantages that a Pensacola has is it's got pretty good RNG for dispersion of enemies. So it actually makes it harder to hit when you're wiggling in it. But if you get hit, you're in a lot of trouble. It's kind of like the Battle of Jutland, World War I, where they said, oh, speed will be our defense, and we just need like one hit. This is the most frustrating thing in the world. He is just about dead. We just can't seem to find him, and we barely connected there. And now I'm getting bombed by another cruiser there, so that throws me off. Again, I was completely target fixating. This was not the way to do it. So we've got an Omaha going around the island right there. We know he's going to be coming out, and I definitely want the kill. So we swing her around, lay our smoke, and getting ready to send some torpedoes. And I do this more in the hopes of getting him to turn toward me than actually hitting him. Like, I think he's going to turn toward me, but I'm kind of just hoping that he'll come toward me so that I can get the kill. I'm being a little selfish there. But you can see how quickly our guns reload, and we're just able to put shot after shot, and each shot's doing a significant amount of damage. We have an okay chance of setting fires. We get the Confederate there. Or was it the high caliber? I can't read. So he's going down. He's not going to last too much longer. He's on fire everywhere. Everyone's shooting at him. And there is kill number 4. So now there's just one enemy left. And it really makes me think, oh man, I could have had my Kraken if I would have gotten the Pensacola or would have gotten the Nuremberg. We've got one more chance. So we start steaming after the Marblehead. Now, because I'm in the smoke, I'm not 100% sure where he's going. But I think he's probably going to flip around. So you see he's running back there. So we'll pop our engine boost and go after him. I didn't do that immediately because I wanted to get some shots on him before he went around the island. So now he's getting out of our range. So we start going forward. We pop the boost. And we try and get into a position so that when he comes around that island, we're going to be able to put all of our guns on him as best as possible. The Marblehead, it's a decent premium ship. It's got a lot of firepower, but again, it's one of these cruisers that's basically got paper mache armor. So we have the armor piercing loaded, hoping to get some plunging fire in. Now again, you could make an argue for high explosive here because we're getting a few shatters and not good penetrations. But then we get a penetration there, so it's kind of hard to say what would have been best here. We do have more buffs to armor piercing than we do. Our teammate gets the kill, so unfortunately we do not get the Kraken. Overall, this was a really good game for us. We ended with 53,000 damage, 4 kills, obviously top on our team. Did very well. My teammates did very well. Obviously, we're not premium right now, or else we would have made a killing. But I feel like these are the games that I play World of Warships for. You're in constant contact with the enemy. You're in a fast boat with a lot of guns and a lot of action. Get a lot of kills. Like this is the experience that I would like to have in every game. Anyway, I hope you guys will take some of the things we talked about and apply them to your own ships. I highly recommend getting Halsey as your American destroyer captain. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.